All right, Facebook and YouTube. This is the Women's Pro Bass Tour, day number 2 on the Harris Chain of Lakes down here in Leesburg, Florida, Lake County, Florida area. Huge shout out to Leesburg and the Lake County area for housing all the ladies this week. Did have a little bit lower turnout than normal, but there was a major winter blast that blew through the country, keeping some people at home. Plus, it's a far drive for a lot of our anglers. So between those two, definitely deterred a few from making the trek across the country, though. We did have 8 boats and 8 co-anglers after we had some drop due to emergency situations and health issues. So we're praying for Pam Martin Wells back home, and hopefully Grace Olson also got over her influenza. So can't wait to have her come join us on tour for her first event. She signed up for this one, hopefully making it her first one, but she didn't want to get anybody sick, especially with Pam not doing well. And Pam was originally supposed to fish this event. Let's see here. Go over the results yesterday real quick while we're waiting for a few more anglers to get to the tank so we can start weighing. Leading as of yesterday after day 1's weigh-in was Ann Carmichael. She weighed in 10:33. Angela Mayo was in second place weighing in 10:25. So just 0.08 of a pound separates them from first and second. Heather Broom went out in third with 7.20. Cheryl Bowden was 5:12. Angie Banks was 4.95 in her first boating experience. Julie Levitt was 3.68 in her first boating experience. Jen Nolan, 3.25. And Julia Darbone was a 1.47. So very tough day yesterday for them out on the water. Hopefully after that cold front pushed through this morning and started to warm up, hopefully the anglers caught a few more fish. We'll see how the conditions were. Judy Skabinski led the co-angler side with 6.79, our only Florida resident in the field here. She's from about 3 hours south of here. Diana Ebelhawk, 6.36, was in second place all the way from Indiana. Carly Jo Previtt went out in third, weighing in 5.63. She actually weighed in 6.63. But she did have a fish that did not make it yesterday when she presented it to the scale, so that is a 1 pound penalty. So her official weight yesterday was 5.63. Jeannie Orlowski went out in fourth with 5.50. Rose Newton, 4.77 in fifth. Cheryl O'Hare, 3.39 in sixth. Secret York, 2.39 in seventh. And Pamela Howard, 1.21 in eighth. Big Bass on the pro side was 5.24 so far for the Big Bass side pot. And then Judy Skabinski with a 3.86 on the co-angler side. So that's where we were sitting before we start weighing fish here. How many we got here? Okay, let's see if we got one more bag walking up, and then we'll get everybody started. You can go ahead and bump the first two, though. Oh, well, we're ready. We'll start this up here in just a few minutes. If you haven't had time, check out baitworks.com, and if you type in the code LBAA, a dash, and then 15, it will knock off 15% of all the stuff you buy on baitworks.com that's eligible. There is some things that are considered MAP pricing that they cannot discount, and that's just how the tackle business works. So there's some products like Mega Bass and stuff like that that you can't get 15% off on certain things. So anything that's not on the MAP pricing list is eligible for that 15% discount. So use LBAA-15 to knock off 15% off your purchase. Huge shout out to Highway 125 Marina at Bull Shoals Lake too. They sponsored the Rising Star Award, which is promoting new boaters to come into the tour and also fish again with the tour. So that's one thing on the women's pro side is we need a lot more boaters. We have a ton of co-anglers that want to come fish. We just need more boaters. So our next stop is at Lake Caddo. We currently have, I think, 17 boaters signed up last I looked. So we could use about 8 to 10 more there to get all the co-anglers that are trying to get into that tournament. Lake Caddo is a phenomenal trophy bass fishery. And it's just beautiful with all the cypress trees in old Louisiana. And it can't beat going and grab some boudin balls and some Cajun food down there in the old Shreveport, Bossier City area. All right, looks like we have enough anglers probably to go ahead and get this show started. So this is day number 2 at Harris Chain of Lakes for the Women's Pro Bass Tour. Stop number 2. This was originally slotted to be spot number 2, but we had to reschedule our very first event of the year at Lake Kiwi, which actually is going to get rescheduled to Grand Lake in July because we couldn't come to terms with a date that would work with Kiwi's schedule with the pleasure boater traffic in the summertime. So we will get back to Kiwi as soon as possible. We're working on a date hopefully for next year or the year after. So we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Let's see here. Who's going to be up next? We got weigh-in screen. All right. Angie Banks is going to go ahead and start us off. Come on up on the boater side. She weighed in 5.39 yesterday. She had boat trouble today. So coming to the scales on those days is a win already. How many fish you got in there? She's got 2. 3.11 on those fish. 3.11. Let's hold up a couple of those for a photo. Got one you want to weigh for Vicky's Threadworks Tiny Bass? It's up to you. Hey, that's $50. $50 is $50. Well, we'll weigh it. Let's weigh that little one. Put it back in the basket. Let's get a weight on it. Let's see. Yep, just sit it right down on top. Oops, let me clear the basket real quick. There we go. 142, 142. We'll see if that ends up winning the Vicky's Threadworks Tiny Bass. Let's go ahead and put these in the bag and we'll get them back in the water. All right, step right over here. If you dry your hands right there. All right, Miss Angie. First time boater experience. I know you had a little rough experience with the boat and all that fun stuff, trying to keep it running today, but what was your experience like overall?
It was good. I really enjoyed being a boater. It's hard. I tell you, I respect the boaters now. I have a new perspective on the boaters. You know, it is hard doing it. It is, but it's enjoyable too. Yesterday, I didn't have no game plan, no nothing. Today, I had a game plan. I got halfway across the lake and an alarm came on my boat and just, I had to shut it down. And so we just trolling mode and fished all day today. But I hate it for Jeannie. She's such a good fishing person. She's just such a lovely lady to fish with. We enjoyed our day together. We salvaged what we could. We took what God gave us, and I'm proud of it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you giving the boater side a shot, and hopefully we'll see you take that shot one more time. Currently leading the Highway 125 side pot, so you might have to take it one more time.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I got a lot of praying.
All righty. Anybody else you want to thank?
Yeah, thank God. I'm going to thank him every chance I get. And thank LBAA for having me. I enjoy it. I do. I love fishing. But, today kind of gave me a whooping. It did. It just whooped me from one end to the other, and I'm exhausted.
Well, that's all right. You'll be back, and we'll see you at Caddo, right?
I want to see Alabama first.
All right. She wants to stop at home in Alabama. Thanks for joining us. Thanks a lot. You have a good one, okay? We'll see where that holds up. All right. Next up's going to be Miss Jenny Orlowski. All right. She needs a 1.30 to overtake the lead currently. Does she have it in the bag? You got one? Short-lived lead. She gonna jump into the lead though with 212 right there. 212. She said it's gonna be short-lived, but hey, we're currently in first place, Jenny O. Hold that up for a photo there. Like she said, or like Angie was saying, they had a tough day, boat problems and all that stuff. So sometimes those days are good to grind out. Hands there, I got you. All right. Miss Jenny O currently leading. Obviously, we don't think that's going to hold up, but we can still act like it.
We can pretend for a few minutes. That's good. I'm good.
All right, well, what would it be like if it did held up after a struggle with the boat today?
Okay, that would be a miracle.
Then you know that little Jesus in the pocket.
That little thing Jesus in my pocket is working.
All right. Well, anybody you want to thank, sponsors and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. And well, I was just going to say today, we did have boat trouble, but we both just stayed positive and kept a great day. I had fun with Angie. She's a blast to fish with, and boat trouble's boat trouble, and you just have to make the best of it, and we did. I missed and lost 4 fish before I caught my first one at 12:30. I didn't think I was going to weigh in at all, but I'm really happy to be here. I just want to thank my sponsors, Rock Creek Bait Company. They're out of Mena, Arkansas, and they make some of the best hair jigs that you can buy. And then also Pulse Lures and Woo Tungsten.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you fishing with us this year. You've been a lot of help.
I say hi to Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Beth. Anybody listen?
Awesome. Well, we'll see you at Caddo, right?
All right. I also want to thank Marcia. She's my go-to. She just takes care of me, and she's my roadie and supports me, and I appreciate it.
We call those people our rocks.
That's the rock right there.
All right. Well, sounds good. We'll see you at Caddo, all right? All right. Let's see who wants to go next. All right. Let me get you pulled up here. All right, Miss Julie Levette coming on up. How many fish you got, Julie? She's got 2. Oh, we're gonna have a tight race for the old Highway 125 here. All right, she needs 666 to overtake the lead. She got 342 in there. 342. Let's go ahead and hold those up for a photo, and then I can look up the Highway 125 side of things. All right, so that brings your 2-day total to 710. 710 on that. Let me make sure that. Let me refresh that real quick because I don't know if that refreshed. Just to make sure. Don't want to say something that wasn't right. All right, yeah, 2-day total of 710. So that's going to be a little bit behind 806 2-day total for Angie Banks. So you're not going to get the Rising Star Award. No, Angie got it. Oh.
That I got it.
Oh, was she? Because she didn't want to vote again? Angie, you're going to win the Rising Star. She said sorry. All right.
This is in your pocket.
Jesus knows we need more voters. Right?
He does.
All right.
She deserves it. She deserves it.
She does. She's fished a few events with us and she does deserve it. But what did you think of your first boater experience on the LBAA?
It was tough. And just like she said, a new respect for all the boaters that have been out there doing it for a long time.
So all those times you get mad at your husband on the boat, now you got a little bit more respect?
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe. He gonna come up here and do the Hulk with me again.
All of those windy days where I'm like, babe, let's go over here. Quit moving so fast. And yeah, it's tough out there. It was very windy.
Yeah, boat control's a whole nother animal too. So understanding how to position the boat and all that stuff's always fun. So are we gonna see you back on the boater side or the co-angler side?
Maybe one or the other. I'm gonna have to look at the schedule and see where we're at, but I would love to come back.
Awesome. Well, anybody you want to thank?
My sponsor, Mike Miller, State Farm. Then I've got some pro staff, Spivlo rods and Fish and FX. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, hopefully
Reels. Thanks.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you back. Give Miss Julie a round of applause for coming out and being her first boater experience here on the Harris Chain, all the way from Indiana. Jen. All right. Next up is going to be Jen Nolan. Come on up. Miss Jen Nolan coming to the scales. Oops, I'm on the wrong page here. There we go. All right, Jen, put it right in there. You need 709 to take the lead. How much you got in there? How many fish? 5 fish. She's got a limit. Bouncing back. 768 on that sack. Let's go ahead and hold up those for the photo. She's currently in the lead now with a 2-day total of 1093. 1093 on that 2-day total. I give her a round of applause there right now, currently in the lead on the boater side. Good.
Take a photo.
I didn't do it.
Oh, hurry up, cowboy.
I thought he said I did good.
He did do good. He did great.
All right, Miss Jen, what would it be like to win this thing? Obviously, it's a tight race, and it would be hard to do. You have to have a lot of zeros behind you.
Back there, I don't know. Yeah, she's a boater in the blue hat. She done caught the biggest fish in the tournament for doggone sure, because that's a stud in there. But it'd be cool to win it. But I know that I had a lot against me by not doing well yesterday. I wished I'd had a limit yesterday. It'd been a whole lot different feeling right now. So
For sure, but we've still got sponsors and the good Lord to thank, right?
we do, and I made that decision. I ran an hour this morning. I went through a lot of lakes. I went through some stuff that I was a little scared of. But I'll tell you right now, knowing that Secret York was on the boat next to me, it made me feel like I could do anything.
She is a legend.
She is, and it was real cool having her on the boat again. This isn't the first time we've gotten to fish together.
Awesome. Well, anybody else you want to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. Crossbaits, obviously, crossbaitco.com. Danny takes good care of me. I forgot to thank Mom's Love Fishing yesterday, but I met her a couple years ago, and she's been keeping me in gear all year long, every year to promote moms that love to fish. Obviously, the good Lord. Steve's not here, but if you guys didn't know, Steve sold me that boat for a ridiculous price so I could keep doing this. So, Steve, if you're watching this, I love you, and thank you for letting me keep doing this thing. And just thank you guys for having a trail for us that we can truly compete together as women.
Well, that's what it's about. We're trying to give you all a place
That's all right. I'll try to do something.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you at the next stop. I'm sure you'll see you at Caddo. That's Miss Jen Nolan right there. Next up, one of our co-founders, Miss Secret York. Call her the vacuum on the back of the boat. She said, maybe not this tournament. Got to have crumbs to vacuum up sometimes. All right, 302, 302. Is that one fish, by the way? One fish for 302. Let's go ahead and hold that up for a photo. That's a good fish. Yep. She's not used to not being in the top three, so, you know. Yeah, right. Hold that up, Miss Secret. All right, I hear talk over there. You lost a stud. Tell us about it.
I've had opportunity to have my limit boat days, and I think I need to come down here and spend about a month and just learn how to get fish out of these reeds. I'm getting them out of the grass. They get down the grass, I get them out of the grass, and they run straight at the boat, and they go stick that exposed hook on the outside after you stuck them right in the reed. You just sit there and see them shake off. So.
You know, forever reading Bassmaster magazine growing up, they kind of said fish had small brains and weren't very smart. And after raising one at home, they're smart.
Oh, they stick their nose right in that stick and you're done. And then they sit there and show themselves while you watch them get off. So, but I've had my opportunities to it. And like I said, you know, some of that you can't do anything about, but you can learn to do it a little better, I think, if you got the opportunity. We don't have stuff like this where I live, and you don't get that. But this place is fun fishing. I think it'd be a great place to come down and just fishing on the fishing season. And I was more worried about gators and stuff when we come down, but we hadn't seen there too many, but it's a little cold. But
we did just see one by the bathroom.
Yeah. And Leesburg, you've done us good. I mean, it's a beautiful place. Food's good. And like I said, the fishing, of course, as usual, we hit it at a bad time or the weather changes or whatever. But there's some sacks back there today. I think if the wind had been just a little bit less, it'd been on today.
I think so too.
People's having trouble holding that boat right where you need. Specific places you got to pitch or cast to. So, you know, that's why the co-angler most generally can do a little better in the back, because that pro's up there fighting it. But some of them pros is fighting it and sticking it right in the perfect hole back there. I see.
Some of them are hammers.
Yep.
And some of the ones that are hammers that struggled are still hammers. Awesome. Well,
thanks, you guys. It's awesome. I'll probably be back just for a fun time.
Awesome. Sounds good. Let us know when you come down. Maybe me and Amanda will join you, because we're jealous sitting here watching this water around us. We keep driving over all these inlets and stuff and all these little swamp creeks and seeing all the fishing. And I'm like, man, well, that looks fishy. That looks fishy. All right, Miss Heather Broom coming on. Miss Heather Broom, how many you got in the bag? She's got 2 in the bag. She needs 374 to overtake the lead right now. She said she doesn't have 374. 262. Let's go ahead and hold up a few of those for a photo. Oh, she wants to weigh one for Tiny. Let's check and see what it is right now. Let me get the weight first, and then we'll look it up. Go ahead and put it in there. She said it's tiny.
It is tiny.
110. Grab that one. 110. Let me go ahead and pull that back up. Hold those up for a photo real quick. Let me edit that. 110. 110. All right. Give her a round of applause. Not often that Heather struggles. Still deserves a round of applause. She had a heck of a practice. Usually that means she's going to bring in 20 pounds. Go ahead and dry your hands right there. One thing about this sport is it humbles you like that, right? You had a great practice, struggled a little bit yesterday and struggled a little bit today. Let's kind of talk about it. I know you don't want to talk about it, but talk about it. People are learning fishing out there watching. So what caused the struggle, do you think?
Well, when you said humble, I have said to myself all day, humble. The sport just humbles you so much. But struggle for me today. I was going to one of my other spots this morning, and I was headed that way, and the waves were just rough out there on Eustis. And it wasn't the running that I minded so bad. It was one of those things that when I made that run and got down there, if the wind had it, blown out, then I was making that run back to where I went yesterday. So I was trying to utilize my time as much as I could. So I kind of made a U-ey and I was fishing Haynes Creek. I was fishing back up 2 ponds in the back of a canal, and they're stacked in there, but getting them to bite. I learned a lot today in the back of those ponds watching, but My struggle, and I had this in practice once, everything out. I think everyone's fishing really slow when they're fishing a Texas rig worm or they're dragging, it's just methodically slow out there. And you just have to soak it and they'll hit it. When conditions today, when that wind really picked up, I'm like, this is spinnerbait water. I don't know that they'll hit moving bait. So I went throwing spinnerbait and went throwing a mag draft, just thinking, go for broke. And the fish would just nail it. I mean, they just hit it. I'd watch them follow it to the boat. So they were after the moving baits. They just didn't want to commit to eating them. And if they had, I think Carly and I could have had a fun time because she had that clutch out there with her. But it's just transition with the weather right now. I think tomorrow when it warms back up and Sunday, those girls are out there, the little bucks, everybody's catching those, so they'll commit. And I think it'll be a great, weekend to come out here and fish and catch them.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to watch the weights for the Florida Bass Nation tournament this weekend and see what they do with the warmer conditions and hopefully less wind for those guys. But anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my husband. I usually travel solo. I'll pick Secret up or we'll meet up where we're going and we practice together and stay together. And he was off, so he made the trip with me. And so thank him for kind of being our boat caddy this week. But then I have to thank you. You gave him a job.
I said we're hiring.
Well, he's been the bump guy this week, but the reason he needed that is he's a fidgeter and he needs to be busy all the time. And I'm afraid he was going to be gator bait if you hadn't given him something to do.
Well, we came to load up and eat or start setting up and eat some Subway. And by the time I got done eating Subway, him and Kevin Previtt had the weigh tank set up and all the oxygen going and everything. So appreciate their help. So thanks for bringing them.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you at the next stop, I'm sure. All right, give her a round of applause. That was Miss Heather Broom. All right, where is my screen here? All right. Angela Mayo's coming to the scales next. Angela Mayo, come on up. She needs big bag alert. She only needs 0.69 of a pound to overtake the lead. So it sounds like she's going to take a good lead. Oops, get that on the scale straight there. 14.25 on that bag. You got one in there. I heard you want to wait for big as well. And that is 5 fish, right? Okay, that's what I figured. She gonna weigh one for big. Look at this Florida strain right there. Put that right there on the bag. We'll get a weight of that bad boy or big girl. 577 on that big bass. Nice job there. Let's see if that overtook the big bass. I think it might have. Go to the right screen here. Big bass. All right, there we go. It is, yep, our new leader, 577 on the big bass there. Nice job there. All right, let's hold up 2 for a photo there. That's Miss Angela Mayo, your current leader with a 2-day total of 24.5 pounds. Okay, can you dry your hands real quick?
That is a beast.
She said, I'm loving my job right now. Amanda likes big fish. Well, I got to bring her down here to do some fishing. You putting on clinics? She said, yeah. All right, so let's talk about your day. What did you catch them on this week?
Well, first of all, I got to thank Judy because, sometimes you just got to listen to your co-angler. She didn't have anybody to practice with on Wednesday, and being the old fisherman that she is, she went and found a bank to fish on. And we were idling through the dead river this morning, and she said, I caught some fish on this bank, and it's just, it wasn't far away. I said, all right, let's go. And 14 pounds later, here we are. So she,
good job, Judy.
that was her. So we got over there, and I was throwing a Cinco with just a little light weight on it, and that big girl hit. I was like, get to that, get to that. I was torn up, but we had a good day. We caught a lot of fish, and it was a lot of fun.
It's nice to see you back on the LPA tour. I know you took a couple of years off and had to battle cancer and all that stuff, right? But no, I thought you did.
No, been coaching college fishing for the last 6 years, and that takes a lot of time. Thanks to my husband for being ready to go with the college boys in the morning so I can be here doing this. It's a lot. Let me just tell everybody we have a marine mechanical technology program at Catawba Valley Community College, and I am the director of that. We started that program, so we've had a lot going on. We built the fishing program there, so that's what we've been doing the last 6 years.
So all those young anglers out there in high school that are fishing, or even junior high and thinking about fishing in college, hit up Angela Mayo and ask her what she needs for you to become a boat mechanic.
Absolutely. We've got a great program. We've got a great instructor, Donnie Hedrick. He's got 30 years of experience in the industry, so we've got a good program going on.
Awesome. Well, let's see if your weight holds up, and we'll get you a little post-game interview if it does, all right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, sounds good. That's Miss Angela Mayo currently leading with 24.50 on a 2-day total here, anchored by that big old 577. Miss Judy Skabinski, come on up. She was your day one leader on the co-angler side. Sounds like she knows a magical bank, too. How many you got in there? She's got three fish in the bag. Found a magical bank for him. 378 on that total. You got one in there. You said you got 3 little ones. You got one in there you want to wait for Tiny or no? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and hold up a couple of those for a photo real quick. Two-day total there of 10.57 for Miss Judy Skabinski, 2 currently in the lead. Give her a round of applause. Your current leader. All right, Miss Judy, we finally come to your home state. And so far, you're leading wire to wire. Come over here and let's talk about it. I want to know, where's this magical bank?
It's over in Estes. Is that the name of the pond? Lake?
I don't know. You were there. I wouldn't. Estes.
I just needed to find some place to try and check out some colors, and I pulled up, and there's a little restaurant there, and they had a couple little docks where people could park their boats, and so I started throwing in there, and every time I threw in there, I caught a fish. I mean, I never stopped. Of course, the front was coming through, so I'm sure they were active because of that too. But I was catching 4-pounders and 3-pounders, and I'm going, well, this is really great. I'm going to enjoy this lake. So,
well, out of curiosity, what was the color?
June bug.
June bug in Florida. Never heard such a thing. Any special tricks to the bait?
No, Cinco.
Awesome. And any particular brand you were throwing?
No, Gary Yamamoto.
Oh, we love Gary. He's been a long-time supporter. Him and Bev were longtime supporters of the LBAA. So we love some Gary baits, even though he sold the company. They are still good.
I know, yeah.
All right. Anybody you want to thank?
Angela and Ann for 2 great days of fishing, and I really enjoyed myself.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you at Caddo, right?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I got to try and get in.
All right. Well, hopefully we get you in, Miss Judy. All right. So if you're a boater out there, let's get Judy in. Come on now. All right. Miss Rose Newton coming to the scales next. Come on up. How many you got there? 1. Just 1. Making the scales in the back of the boat's a hard thing to do. 130 on that fish. Let's go ahead and hold it up for a photo. To her son back home. Mom can still fish. Making the scales both days in a row here. Give her a round of applause. Miss Rose Newton in her second LBAA tournament. All right, Miss Rose does a lot of kayak fishing. So not only can you fish as a female, you can fish boater events, co-angler events, and you can also fish in the kayak. We've seen all of y'all blowing up the sport on the kayak side. What would you tell a young lady that wants to start fishing and wants to start competing? What would you tell her?
Well, I'm going to say, like, being a co-angler, like today I had a master class on bass fishing with Cheryl. I honestly would have paid a lot of money just to spend a whole day with her to learn all this stuff. I mean, I learned how to roll cast. I learned how to undo a bird's nest really properly. And she also told me, don't wait on the boater. I was being polite and waiting to start fishing. She's like, no, go, go, go. So there's all these things I didn't know about. And thank you, Cheryl. That was awesome.
She'll send her the bill, she said.
Yeah, it was really great. It was worth, honestly, if anybody's really interested in fishing, this is a really good step into it as being a co-angler. I'm going to post a little bit later about how to fly with your gear. Actually, I wanted to give a shout out to Kistler Rods. I use their travel rods. I brought 3 on a plane. They did well. I caught fish, so it's doable for people who are not sure about fishing. You don't have to get a boat. You can hop on a plane and get on somebody else's boat. and still do well.
And a lot of these lakes, you can actually hop on a plane and jump in a boat and be a boater too. Like it's kind of crazy. Like once you get that experience, if you wanted to sneak in an event, I know Christine kind of talked about it. Maybe I'll just fly in and rent a boat, but because we were needing an extra boater to get everybody in. So anybody want to thank sponsor wise?
Like I mentioned, Kistler Rods, they did really well with their travel rods, and use Wood Tungsten weights. So
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you fishing with us, and hopefully we'll see you at some other stops. All right. That's Miss Rose Newton and her second ever tournament with the LBAA here. All right, we got 5 for Miss Cheryl Bowden. Come on up, one of our co-founders right here. She's got 5 in the bag. All right, 1939 out lead, so that's not a 19-pound bag, but it's going to put a huge dent in it. All right, 917 for Cheryl Bowden, teaching master classes on the water. Any bigs or anything in there that you need to weigh, tinies or anything? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save. Tiny right now, I believe, is 110. She wants to weigh tiny real quick. Let's go ahead and try it. Put it in there, and I'll put a bag on top of it. Oh, yeah, that might go. 108. Good thing you checked it. 108. Get that Vicky's Threadworks money, maybe. Vicky's Threadworks Tiny Bass Award. If you're looking for apparel, shirts, hats, embroidery work, anything like that, let's hold up for a photo there. Make sure you check out Vicky's Threadworks. She's taking care of the LBAA probably forever. A long time. Yeah, since they started, Cheryl said. She does a lot of great work when it comes to embroidery. And she can get you anything too. So any type of hat, ponytails, no ponytails, visors, mugs, cups.
I know that big one won't throw.
All right, Cheryl. So it sounds like you put on a master class out there. Went out there and found a little over 9 pounds there. She won our classic and grand last year, by the way. So give her a round of applause for the classic champion there. 3-time champion. She has a thing with 4s. 4 years or 8 years apart. So it's got to be divisible by 4. So in 3 years, watch out.
First of all, I want to thank Rose for keeping me from drowning this morning or getting wet. So we went up to the dock. Of course, the wind's blowing a little bit. And I go to reach over to undo her lure, and the boat starts to drift. And I can't get on the dock, and I can't get back on the boat. So I'm yelling, help, help, help. And so she comes up and grabs the waistband of my pants and pulls me back in. Or I would have been wet within the first 25 minutes of us on the water.
And for anybody watching, it was about 36 degrees at takeoff with a wind chill of 27. And Florida's wind chill, because of the humidity or whatever, felt colder than it did when I left Kansas City at below freezing.
Well, it still feels warmer here than it does in Texas, so I won't argue with all that. But I had a great day. It was fun. I mean, I was able to start texting in that I had catches. I had three. Well, I had my 4th fish by noon, and yesterday I didn't catch my first fish until 11. So it was nice on that. I want to thank Cabela's. They're amazing. Terry Bowden, thank you for all your help. Amazing chatterbaits and stuff. And appreciate you putting me in touch with Richard and Craig for some information on the lake before we could before cutoff and stuff. It was just a day of just kept slow and steady.
One thing we want to talk about is Costa sunglasses. How does that Costa sponsorship work for the LBAA since you're a Costa supporter?
I have no idea.
I didn't know if you had it on memory or not. I know you've collected a few of the Costas, I think.
I don't know that they're still doing the conserve program, so I don't know that they have that anymore for us. I know Secret Essay after the last tournament. I tried it once last year, and all the waivers and stuff I could find from the year before. So I don't know that they're still doing that for any of the tours and stuff. But I do love my Costas. It definitely makes a huge difference. You can get the amber ones that are really good for low light. The blue green and the blue mirror or the green mirror are good for a lot of variety of things. And obviously I have several pair.
Right. All righty. Well, what would it be like to be top 3 this thing?
It'd be awesome. I mean, I was able to make the first tournament, points are everything. So being in the top 3 definitely would help.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you at Caddo, right?
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for all you do to keep the tour going.
And we're going to do our best to keep it going as long as we can. So give her a round of applause, Miss Cheryl Bowden. All right. Next up, we got our spunk of energy back there, Miss Pamela Halwerda. I don't know if you've seen the takeoff video today, but that's Pamela Halwerda dancing and pointing at the table or at the camera. How many you got there? She's got 2 in the bag. She needs 937 to overtake the lead on the co-English side. Not going to be doing it with 2 fish, but 349 unless they were 2 of those monsters. 349 there. Go ahead and hit save. Let's hold those up for a photo. Let's see what your 2-day total is here. All right, 2-day total there. If it ever refreshes, a 470. Oh, she wants to check it. Go ahead and put it in there. Let's see what it weighs. Oops, I got to flip this up. No, you're good. I just got to reset the scale. There we go. 1.08, 1.08, 1.08. I think that's tied for the boater side, but I think that takes over the co-English side. You can go and take it out there. 1.08. So let me save that in there because I did not have it on the screen. 1.08. Yeah. Yep. 1.08. Oh, you're good. If you only weighed one, yeah, it counted already. Yeah, go ahead and dry your hands real quick. Let me save this tiny bass in there before I forget. So 1.08 and 349 on 2 fish. All right. Yeah, no, if you only weigh one, it automatically populates the leaderboard for big bass or small bass. But everything else, you have to tell us if it's multiple fish. So how was your week this week on Harris Chain? And let's talk about your boaters and everything like that.
I had a great week on Harris Chain. I had a great practice. My performance out during the tournament wasn't as good as what I had hoped, but I had great boaters with Julia and Angie. I want to thank both of you very much for putting me on fish, and I just had an awesome time. What else do you want to know?
What else do I want to know? Are you coming to Harris? Are you coming to Caddo?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm doing all of them. So since South Carolina was postponed and now we're doing it at Grand, yes, that's my goal. I mean, I'm retired, twice retired, and this is what I do now. I'm living my dream.
Twice retired from what?
The first time I retired from the Army with 21 years of service. And thank you. And the second time I retired with 17 years of teaching.
Another. That's 2 heroes right there in one person. Not counting her energy. That's a third one. So, anybody, you already thanked everybody. Anything else you want to talk about before you bounce off stage?
I would like to thank Sport Threads. I have to look at my shirt. Sport Threads and Real Graphics up here on my neck. Yes, thank you. And I would like to thank my family, Chris, Cheyenne, Emily Sue. I can't wait to see you. I've been gone 3 weeks now. This has been great, but I'm ready to come home.
All righty. Well, we'll see you at Caddo. Thanks a lot for fishing as always. Thanks for your service in the military and being a teacher. If you haven't checked out the last 2 videos that Christine Fisher put out from Seminole with Howard on the boat, you got to go see that energy. It's awesome. All right. Next up is Miss Julia Darbone. Miss Julia Darbone coming all over from Louisiana. How many you got there in the bag, Julia? She has 1. So after a fun, good practice, sometimes fishing just humbles us. 137 on that fish. Hey, a fish is a fish. You made the scales 2 days in a row. Hold that one up for a photo. We'll get you a better photo today. Yesterday, our camera didn't work on the first. You were the first away, and the still photo didn't work. So, well, don't have to continue to use your pants. All right, anybody you want to thank and talk about your experience here at Harris Chain in the city of Leesburg?
It is very humbling here, but it's a bucket lake for me, so I'm very appreciative of that, being able to come down here and spend the time on the water. Beautiful lake. I want to come back, just a fun fish. Learn more about it. I want to thank Jesus for getting me here safe and sound, and just thank everybody. Thank my roommate, and it's just been an awesome experience.
Another hero here too, right? She's in the nursing field, right? Nurses are also our heroes, right? They take care of us. 39 years nursing. Did you start at 10? All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you at Caddo because that's going to be right in your back. Is that one of your home lakes at Toledo? I know.
Hours away.
All right.
I'm headed there when I get back.
All right. Somebody going to be pre-practicing some cypress trees, I bet. All right. We got Cheryl O'Hare, last events winner on the co-angler side, coming on up to the scales. How many you got in there, Cheryl? She's got 3. She needs 719 to overtake the lead. She's got 3 in the bag. 374 on those 3. So she was right. 3 tiny ones, but they still add up to, let's see your 2-day total here as soon as it scrolls. Oh, she wants to check one for Tiny. Put her in there real quick. Or put him in there most likely, being a little guy. 1.08. We're going to have a tie for Tiny Bass. This is crazy. All right. 1.08. 1.08. Let's go ahead and hold those up for a photo real quick. Save that in there for Miss Cheryl. 1.08. All right. Sorry. Got it in the bag. If you can pan those up, Amanda, I'm going to resave your weight here. 108 for the Tiny. 374 for your total. All right. Bring your 2-day total up here. Now that I resaved everything. Sorry. Where'd your weight go? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Third place right now, 713. All right. Took me a minute to find the right screen there. First place at first place at Seminole. I don't see any of the co-wranglers at the tank. So third place here at Harris Chain, as long as that's official. What's that like?
Well, it's pretty cool. It is.
We'll have to put together the Angler of the Year points, but I'm pretty sure that's going to put you up there leading or in second place regardless. So how cool would it be to win Angler of the Year on the LBAA?
Oh, wow. That would be amazing. I didn't even know I was qualified.
Yeah, it's your best 3 scores for the year, and the winner of the co-angler side gets free entries on the boater side for the next year, or half your entry fees, or your entry fees paid for on the co-angler side, either way. So you get to pick. So it's either a big prize package or stay at the same level. So because we're trying to promote boaters as well. So what would it be like to be able to fish next year for free if you did win co-angler of the year?
That would be awesome. That would be very good. I'd try to make every one of them.
All right, I don't blame it. So anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my boaters first. And they were great, man. And that's what it's about, is them teaching us and helping us and not hindering us. You know, and I've had a good experience with every boater I've had. I've been very blessed, and I really appreciate them. I thank Angie for, letting me come with her and enjoy the practice with her and all the time we spend together. It's been really fun.
Awesome. So real quick, I'm just going to have you slide out just because you are in the top 3 and she's going to need it for a highlight video. Anybody else you want to thank or anybody else you want to talk about?
Well, I want to thank my family at home and my son for supporting me and his coworkers. They've all watched as it goes along, and they're real proud. I'm very, very thankful for them.
It's one thing I like about the social media channel is following along the people that are following that are proud back home. So there's a lot of people that are proud back home of all of y'all that are out here fishing, and especially you. So we'll see you at the next stop, right?
Okay. Yes, we will. And thank you, Travis.
No problem. All right. That's Miss Cheryl O'Hare currently in third place right now. All right. Okay. All right. Coming up next is Ann Carmichael. Come on up, Ann Carmichael. All right. How many you got in the bag, Ann? 5 fish. All right. Go and put them right in there. You need 14-18 to overtake the lead. 827. 827. All righty. You got anything in here you want to wait for big or small? No? Okay. Let's hold up a few for a photo real quick. We still need a photo. You got sponsors. See what your 2-day total is real quick. I forgot to hit save. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. So 2-day total of 1860. 1860 here at Harris Chain. So what's your experience been like on Harris Chain?
It's been really good other than the wind. I lost a really, really good fish at the boat this afternoon, 10 plus pounds. I would have been better if I had never seen the fish. And just said, oh, yeah, it was a grinnell. Yeah. But when I saw the mouth, I swear it was that big around. It was huge. It would probably have been my personal best.
So a true bucket fish, a bucket mouth, bucket list fish.
My co today can verify. She saw it too, and she was as sick as I was, and it wasn't even her fish.
Who was your co today?
Cheryl O'Hare.
Okay. Awesome. And any sponsors you want to think about covering your fishing journey?
All my sponsors, especially Everett Buick GMC and Bryant, my husband, Brooks Marine, and Jones Glass, and then Pure Fishing, Temptation Tackle, Trika Rods, Garmin. Even though today or the last 2 days I haven't had my Garmin's on my boat since my boat's new, I didn't have time to get everything switched over before I came here, so I had to use my Hummingbirds that came on the boat. That was a learning experience.
I bet you'll be back to Garmin's as soon as you get home.
And everything I did this week was without live scope, so you don't necessarily need live scope.
Hold on. One more time. We need this for content. Second place on Harris Chain, and you don't need necessarily what?
Live scope.
You could still catch them out there for all of you naysayers, right? It's still okay to use old school approaches and drag and all that fun stuff. Anything else you want to talk about here at Harris Chain before we wrap things up? Okay. All righty. Well, sounds good. Well, we'll start going through some unofficial results here, and then we'll go from there, okay? All right. We got one more to weigh in, don't we, or no? No? Okay. I had one more name on my list here. Let me put a 0 in then. All right. Diana, you didn't have any, right? Where's Diana? Talking? No? Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right. So we're going to go over the 2-day total weights here on the pro side. We have Miss Angela Mayo, 2450. And Carmichael with 1860 in second. Cheryl Bowden rounding out the top 3 for the plaques here for 1429. The first out of the money Yoziri prize pack, which Cassie Hall is going to get in the mail to everybody, is Jennifer Nolan, weighing in 1093. Driving her brand new Toyota to the event, Miss Heather Broom's going to get a Toyota swag bag, weighing in 982. Angie Banks, weighing in 806, is going to win the Highway 125 Marina Rising Star New Boater Award, weighing in 806, coming in 6th place. Julie Levitt weighed in 710, new boater as well, 710. And then Julia Darbone weighed in 284, all the way from Louisiana there. On the co-angler side, we had our winner is Miss Judy Skabinski, right here from Florida, just a little south, couple hours, 1057. Jenny Orlowski, 762. Second place with Jenny Orlowski. Third place, Cheryl O'Hare, 713. Boat number 4, fourth place, Diana Ebelhawk, 636. Boat number 5, our new angler, Rose Newton, 607. Sixth place, Carly Jo Previtt, 563. Secret York, 541, 7th place. Pamela Howarda, 470 in 8th place. Big Bass on the pro side, 577, Miss Angela Mayo. And then on the co-angler side, Miss Judy Skabinski, 386. And then let me find our Tiny Bass Award because it's on a different screen here. All right, Tiny Bass Award is on, there's the co-angler side. Let me see this one. Unhide. All right. All right, come on. Why is it not showing me everybody? Manage. Touching me. All right, I'm going to have to look up Vicky Threadwork's Tiny Bass Award. For some reason, it's not populating on this screen, so give me a minute. Who weighed in the 108s? I believe it's both of you guys. Yeah, and then we also had a co-angler weigh in 108, or we had a pro weigh in 108 as well. I'll look it up. It's just not showing me on this screen for some reason.
It's Cheryl.
Oh, you've been keeping track out there for me. Awesome.
Cheryl, Pam, and Cheryl O'Hare.
Okay. Sweet. So Cheryl Bowden on the pro side and then splitting on the co side there. Yep. Hey, $25. You're splitting $50, right? All right. So that's going to wrap that up. If the top 3 could come up here for trophies and plaques, we're going to get that out of the way. And then we also need to do Toyota swag pictures, Highway 125 Rising Star interview, and the Rosary prize pack interview. So y'all can come up here, or not interview, but photos, so we can give them to our sponsors. So, let me find out real quick. You can go ahead and kill the live stream there if you want, and then I'll we can do pictures and stuff and post them later. Thanks for watching if you're watching.